Time now for Hot Picks. Our next guest says he sees upside in three names in the biopharma sector. He says that 2/3 of the drugs being approved and studied are in the hands of these small companies. Let's see what they are. Joining me now is Terry Smith, Director of Life Sciences Research for Emerald Advisors. Hi, Terry. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, these three names look really interesting. First off, let's just get an overview as to why you're choosing these. These are all companies that are looking to treat rare diseases, and you say they have a high probability of success. So give us some of the reasons as to why.
Yeah, all right. So at Emerald, we do bottoms-up fundamental research. And what we're looking to do is we want to understand a disease. We want to go to diseases where the science is understood. We talk to key opinion leaders. We talk to patients. We talk to physicians that treat the patients. We talk to payers and try to figure out, will this drug be used a lot? And what is it actually worth based on the probability of success?
Now, your first name here is Travere Therapeutics. They're working on treatments for rare kidney diseases. How are they doing that?
So Travere is a rare kidney disease drug manufacturer. They have a drug called Filspari that's approved for a disease called IgAN. And now IgAN, they're doing very well with their launch. At the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference earlier this week, they announced that there were about 700 new patient starts during the fourth quarter, which was an acceleration from about 500 patients they were doing the previous quarters. Revenue was up about 40% sequentially, 300% year over year. So they're doing very well with the IgAN launch, and numbers are low for the year. Importantly, they're trying to expand Filspari into a sister kidney indication called FSGS. FSGS is very serious. There are about 25,000 patients that have FSGS in the United States. There's no treatments. Recently, there was a workshop that included FDA personnel, other key opinion leaders, thought leaders in the space, and it seems highly likely that Travere will be able to file for approval in that indication. We believe that will more than double peak sales relative to what they'll do in IgAN alone.
And that company has a market cap of just under $1.6 billion. Another name here, another hot pick is BridgeBio. You say they're working on 5 programs. 4 of them could be blockbusters, i.e. more than $1 billion in revenue annually. And the leading one is Attruby. What is that one used to treat?
Yeah, so Attruby is a drug for a disease called TTR cardiomyopathy. It'll compete against Pfizer's tafamidis, which is doing about $6 billion a year in sales, and that grew 50% this year. So even a small piece of this market would be very material to a company like BridgeBio. Earlier this week at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, they announced that 430 prescriptions had been received already for the drug, and it was only approved in late November. So we estimate they're already getting 20 to 30% market share of new patients. The reason that they're taking share or going to take share is because they're going to have better access for patients, they have better data, and we believe it's just a better drug overall. Consensus for the year is like 85 million in sales, and even just converting these 400 scripts to paying scripts for the year would annualize at about $70 million. We believe there's big upside to the consensus number for the year. They also have a pipeline that's very interesting that will have readouts coming up over the next 12 months.
And then Soleno Therapeutics, this appears to be working on a drug for an unusual genetic eating disorder. What is the disorder, and are they on a track for FDA approval?
So Soleno is trying to treat Prader-Willi syndrome, which is a terribly devastating disease. These patients have an insatiable appetite. They will eat every bit of food they can find. They will eat even non-edible things. Many of these patients die in their 30s and 40s, often from stomach rupture, from eating things that weren't edible, or from eating too much food, or from the other metabolic problems associated with eating too much. These people have to live in institutions or under careful watch by parents or other caregivers. So what Soleno did is they have a drug that they ran a phase 3 study, and about 3 years ago, it unfortunately missed its primary endpoint. They met with FDA because this is a rare disease. FDA really looks to try to approve these drugs, and they came up with a second study they could do to try to get approval. They did that study, it worked. It actually worked so well, FDA granted them breakthrough designation before they even submitted their NDA, their approval package. So they'll have a decision coming from FDA in late March. We believe there's a 90% probability of approval on this.
Okay.
Pricing will be strong, uptake will be very strong, and the stock is worth in the triple digits on approval.
All right, very interesting. Some names we wouldn't ordinarily look at. Thanks, Terry. We appreciate it. Director of Life Sciences at Emerald Advisors.